Double XP weekend. Let's go, baby. Hey. Chrono Rush. I like that. Okay. $54 more days.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Wow, that was quick. I'm not gonna be as nice. This is my first game. So.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Matt? Boy, is it good to see a friendly face. Well, friendly-ish. You okay, pal?
It's been a long road from Hell's Kitchen, Peter, and it hasn't been an easy one.
The fact that you're still here fighting means your journey isn't over yet.
When it finally is, I truly hope we both end
The
up...
battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
T-shirt.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
what I am about to do.
Powering up. That one hurt. Thanks so much. I like the cold.
I can hear it. Back to my old self.
You know what to do, spiders? He stopped them in their tracks. Spiders. I suck. Systems restoring. Moon Knight placed an all. Here comes trouble. I was worried. I like the cold. We are undefeatable! That one hurt.
I'll gladly take some protection.
Spider mode! Way to go! That vehicle isn't going anywhere.
Any healers around? Our enemies are near.
The moon!
Good job, spiders!
Back to my old self.
Thanks, Penny. That put some pep in my step.
I'm counting on you, friend. No! Spiders don't go down this easy. Do a girl like a girl. A nice deep freeze. One of Moon Knight's aunts.
Release the Glotron!
That one hurts. Thanks so much.
Devil's Reign!
I like the cold.
Nothing like seeing her perform live.
We are undefeatable!
Rise and fall.
We should destroy these monsters.
Thanks. I really needed that.
The Moon Hawk!
Should have known better.
Only 60 seconds left. Oh, yeah! Stop them! I like the cold.
Another one down.
I'm counting on you, friends.
Ah, that's better.
Down to 30 seconds. You stopped them in their tracks. Hang on.
Thanks for the boost.
Moon Knight placed an ult.
This is real firepower! Someone scratch my back!
I am ready to put on a show.
Hey, Teeny! Enjoy the amplifier!
Double KO. You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
I'm opening a portal. Pulse charge! Fire!
There's still a chance to stop them.
A shortcut through space.
You got a tail.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them. I like the cold. I'm hurt.
Thanks for the boost.
We are undefeatable! I was worried.
Nobody controls Moon Knight.
There you are.
Help, friends! I feel bad for you.
Rise and fall.
Oh yeah, baby,
They've
that...
made it halfway! Stop them!
Turning up the heat.
Better stop that vehicle!
Devil's Reign!
Legendary!
There's still a chance to stop them!
Thank you very much. As good as new.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Teleportation time, yeah!
Better stop that vehicle!
Hell yeah.
Oh, sweet moves, right?
It's now or never. Stop them.
I was born ready.
I am Phoenix.
Still got an edge.
Psychic shift.
The moon haunts you. Slice and dice. Thank you very much. The moon haunts you.
Give them another inch, or else. Better stop that vehicle.
This is real.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
I'll be right back.
Up because that's kind of how you catch your opponent slipping as we are moving on to Heart of Heaven.
I thought, okay, so I was going to aim either here or Lower Manhattan. They've gone to both. Lower Manhattan is a little crazy, especially if you feel like you have better ult tracking and mechanics. Like, you probably don't go with that map. Heart of Heaven is the other map that FlyQuest, even going back to preseason, Gaskin, have played well on. And it really leans to the way that this team comp and ultimately the hero pool is for Fly.
Yeah, definitely a advantage dive composition as well. If you can find someone who is comfortable marauding around the map and not worrying about the kind of fog that's going to be there, denying vision from other people, taking advantage of that as well, then you're going to be in a really good spot here. But that being said, Sentinels are also capable of doing that as well. So it's not like this is going to be a tap-in for FlyQuest, but we do get the instant protect onto Phoenix yet again. It's a very clear game plan here for FlyQuest.
Yeah, and this is an interesting map because you're going to see a lot of hero rotation. There's counterpicking involved, Vicky, obviously, but the way that point one is so different than a lot of the rest of the map. So I do like the front to back that FlyQuest is probably trying to achieve here. A lot of the same going from Sentinels. The Mantis Band right away, though, is just a shutdown. Honestly, a lot of what I would expect them to roll with, and Triple Strap may be off the table.
Yeah, also, like, I think this is the first time we hear Heart of Heaven. I just heard the music, and I was like, man, I haven't heard that one in a long time, especially since we haven't had as many Game 3 situations. The Luna off the table, too, as Sentinels want to try to prioritize that. FlyQuest, though, indicating that Star-Lord is a problem as the Captain America saved comes through from Sentinels after they were expecting FlyQuest to go for the 3 back-to-back Captain America ban.
Who gives a damn about the T-Rex, man? It's like, I love it because all of the, earlier in the day, earlier in the week, or in the stage 1, it's so much dino priority now. It's like neither team are even paying attention to the way that it works. And Cap is such a big save, I think, here, Gaskin, for Sentinels. I like the pick.
And yeah, they remove Ultron, so neither team going to be banning away Dino, so that either means we get a Dino face-off or just no Dinos at all across the board because both teams have been able to find a way to play so comfortably without the Dino here. I like removing Ultron, though, because we've seen that Ultron did kind of get added to the mix for FlyQuest and just making sure that they can have that little bit of extra spice if they wanted to go for the trip strap.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to have Rocket again, to burn down both teams for that Dino. Immediately, one side having the Star-Lord over it. Obviously, if you look at the hero pool, sometimes you'll have Tuesday go over to that, but I think with the Phoenix save, that's what they'll lean more on. It's FlyQuest Sentinels, best of 3, and we find ourselves in by far the must-watch match of the day, maybe the week. Here we go, Gaskin. Vicky, take it away.
Alrighty, Gaskin, our final map in our second series to open up our last week of our group stages. It's been crazy to see how we very rarely have had these Game 3 situations play out, but it means that a lot of these teams are only getting better. And I'm interested to also see how this Ultron ban is going to work out too for Sentinels, because this basically means that they believe here Usher could be able to dip that up too. See, I mean, there was a lot of respect over to the Star-Lord that Usher has been able to pull out with. And when you talk about Heart of Heaven, especially when it comes to that first choke, when it comes to going outside the gates, going through the rooftops, it could be a really tricky on how to take an off angle around a Star-Lord that knows how to navigate around.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of changes for both teams here going on this first point if things go wrong. FlyQuest, though, going to allow Cart to be playing on that Hulk, which is always very exciting for us and viewers alike, because we know how good he can be on this Hulk and how much pressure he can apply as well. But Sen, can they hold just as well as they did in the previous here, or will FlyQuest be able to break?
Find out here as the bubble's already bursted here. You can see the Hulk jumping right on top, trying to burn out even more of those cooldowns before jumping right down. You sure it's going to be that face-off, though, as Tusi is not even relying on the Phoenix. Actually going to go over to the Elsa to find Raimazing out of the sky, forcing out the BRB to already be used this early.
The very early use. Raimazing's going to get back up, though, and now you can see it's a little bit of a gathering underneath as everyone's trying to group together to protect one another, but Cart is starting to force them back. As FlyQuest are now on the point, but there is also a little bit of contention as well. Crimzo doing very well with the Captain America to force them back once more, as FlyQuest just have to retreat here. So neither team feeling comfortable in this engagement at the moment.
The way that Cart has just been the raid boss, right? The immediate respect. Ooh, beautiful marking right here, too, on the Banhammer. Unfortunate for Flamave as he forces it back away. Some extra pressures, and they're going to be able to just stay grouped up together inside this side room. And now you're trying to get the stun. It gets blocked off by the White Fox shield. But look at this pressure that FlyQuest is standing on business. As Sentinels are forced to play in the back line, forcing Crimzo to come right back over on the Captain America, the Sia now from Flamay. But now with that stun, after Crimzo is forced to come back from the BRB, there is nobody left from Sentinels to contest on the point.
Yeah, a valiant attempt to jump on his cap, but instantly deleted as soon as you had. And now FlyQuest, where they struggled to break through on Museum of Contemplation, they do manage to break through the first point here and at least get that convoy now on its way to get point one, as Tusi is going to have Glass Rocks available. Velocity also going to be able to work in tandem with a lot of the damage output from Melio. Maybe they'll save that for the Galactic Legend as well once they drop that one. But Sen, plenty to do on their defensive side, as Raimazing again is going to have a lot of work to do here on this Ultron.
I still have as they find and isolate Cart. Oh my goodness, I just witnessed a crime right now. And you have the Glortras coming in together as the Wombo combo from Velocity and the Sia Tusi enabled, finding a lot of this extra damage. The extermination was also forced out from Raimazing, rather, to get everybody up alive and healthy. And you have the Kumio Unleashed now from Sentinels. Crimson could also solve for a very long time from that Freedom Charge to boost up everybody's ultimate charge too.
And you're also just going to see the advantage of having the Phoenix here for Yusha in terms of that focus. Now you will see the Ensong Inferno come out and try and target, but Galactic Legend at the same time gets popped here for FlyQuest. But can they actually convert into any damage at all? And maybe some KOs that are going to go in their favor, but it looks like the answer is going to be no there. So well held by Sentinels.
The Ultimate's being a little staggered here too, using the Ensong Inferno for a reset to try to max out of Velocity, who will have a Sia very shortly. Crimzo finding Zelos. Nice little hold here, but they've lost out on two. Raimazing making the swap off of Ultron because it's not working out when you're on the receiving end of that damage between Melio and Tusi.
Tusi is so fun to watch on the Elsa, by the way. It's great to see Elsa still being used here in this meta, thinking that maybe you wouldn't see as much of her. But of course, with Phoenix getting banned, it does just open up a little bit of a different style of poke available to you. And they are still pushing the turtle at the moment. They're still making it work. Here are FlyQuest, and they are getting closer to that next Glatrox available for them as well.
That's straight confidence, right? Even having that available here, being on the Elsa, Cart finding another victim. Cart on this map, especially on Hulk, it's so scary. Look at this, burning down the Sia immediately right afterwards, but it still allows time for Sentinels to follow up. Flambe getting away with having that active. Awaits is very close to that Kumio Unleashed, but Cart finds another victim. Raimazing has barely been able to play very much, and now he is close to letting the double out after making that swap over to the Daredevil and finding Zelos coming back from the BRB.
This is what I was talking about on this map as well. If you can play someone who can dive, you can take full advantage of the map to your advantage. And Raimazing has done just that at the moment on the Daredevil, but you will see now FlyQuest switch on over. It's the Ensong Inferno as Dongmin gets removed, as Tusi is able to at least get the final hit onto that one. For Raimazing again, getting up and behind FlyQuest here with Let the Devil Out.
Someone look at Tusi. He's just harassing everyone in the back line. This is actually insane. You talk about watching Tusi overall and how fun it's been to see him on the Elsa, but nobody from Sentinels is even looking in his direction. No front row seats instead. It is going to be Yusha who does find Melio, but it's a great stall. They had the number advantage, forcing FlyQuest to back away because Melio is close to that Galactic Legend.
FlyQuest are playing this patiently, though. They're waiting until everyone's grouped. This is good. You don't want to just force in and stagger everyone and allow Sen to just slowly pick you off. Instead, they've grouped, and now they will start to finally press a little bit onto the turtle. And it's going to be Crimzo, though, who opens us up with Freedom Charge here just to create all that space for Sen. And it just allows Yusha to apply that pressure, but Melio has now switched over to the Daredevil as well. This is what I wanted. Dive versus dive. Give me two players who are so comfortable. But the Ensong Inferno does get one onto Zelos, and Sen are winning this one out right now.
But their backline got destroyed between Melio and Car, and right now, even though Yusha is finding the heads over onto Tusi, Dogman's creating this space, staying alive. Also has that ban hammer here. It's going to be the 1v1 between Vanpool and Vanpool action. It makes you think what season we're actually on, and Vanpool is still getting a lot more of that gameplay and trying to create that space with these bubbles too. Velocity is very close to that C, and Dogman Oasis could also get the follow-up as Oasis can get the reset with the Itch Shaft.
Yeah, Elsa plus Vanpool. It does feel like he's traveled back in time a little bit as Itch Shaft does come out in the end. As FlyQuest now going to try and respond with potentially let the devil out, and there it is. Melio is going to have it available. Jeff gets absolutely deleted off the maps, and that's going to allow now the opener for FlyQuest to just rain on through and do so much damage here to Sen, and maybe just push this one over to the point, and they will do so. So FlyQuest able to get that second, and Sen have to fall back despite a valiant effort.
Oasis and Flamme are trying so hard to stay alive, and it is just Cart and Melio harassing them, and right when they try to get out of their line of sight, guess who's right there in an open line of sight is going to be Tusi, who's been taking these cheeky off angles and has the Glartrox ready.
Is there going to be any switch up again, though, here from Sen is going to be my question. Rymazing again going to try and use that let the devil out, see if he can do some damage on the back line, but FlyQuest have been defending very well, and with Zealous on White Fox, of course, have just had so much answer to the dive potential from Sen, but a lot of it has come down to Cart on that Hulk yet again with the pressure that he applies.
Playing a different game, I just have to reiterate. Cart using the World Breaker, trying to back away. They shut them down immediately afterwards, turn him into the Bruce Banner form, but it forced out Rymazing to let the devil out. He finds Cart in the process, only finding that one, and FlyQuest are so quick to try to kite away. I mean, they have to after losing out on Melio.
Yeah, they have to, otherwise they're just going to allow Sen to really step up and force them back once more and just keep them at bay. But with only 1 minute left, FlyQuest need an answer. They've already got it pretty far, but of course they will want the full 3 to try and apply all of that pressure to Sen as well. Freedom Charge is going to be available, and again, we might see Freedom Charge into Ensong Inferno as a wombo combo to create that pressure, get the damage, but it's the Glartrox which is the first opener.
The Glartrox is so hungry, I wouldn't even want to play Dino into this too, right? You'd be in the line of sight and easy pickings as they assemble the troops with the Freedom Charge. It's going to be retaliated with Zelos having that Kumiho unleashed. Now Cart does find Yusha. Now we have Cart making the adjustments after swapping off the Hulk. Did enough of that spacing here and wants to stop for as long as possible because time is of the essence for FlyQuest. They're down 20 seconds in climbing here to get to the third checkpoint.
Yeah, they're down on ult economy as well, and you're going to see it right here, right now from Sen as they're going to be the first ones to pop the very quick deletion of it. Yeah, yes, it came out, but it wasn't necessarily going to be enough, and now you see the counter on the side of FlyQuest with one of their own, and they are still pushing this one, and with 2 players down from Sen, FlyQuest started to take advantage.
No, Melio is just running it down right now, holding onto the spawn room gates right alongside Cart, who is diving alongside him here. We need bodies, though, on the point for Sentinel. They contest. It's going to be Dogman, but he gets fried. It's going to be alongside Techie and Tusi, who do a lot of that damage. Yusha with the reset, Ensong Inferno, just to desperately keep this going and do all the extra damage, but nobody has stopped Melio, who has taken every head out of Sentinels and now has letting the devil out until this very moment, Dogman shutting him down. That's 2 members off the table as now FlyQuest are trying to secure this point.
Yeah, Dogman's done massively. Absolute words going in favor as well for Sen because they are just doing everything they can to stay alive. Maybe there's a portal, maybe if you could just sustain for 1 second, but not quite. It was almost there. They were desperately trying to, but FlyQuest cannot quite get that 3rd point here, Vic, but they do get it bloody far indeed, and it's going to be hard work for Sen to try and match that.
Oh my gosh, the way that cap got put in the microwave, by the way. The Charm getting a quick little double right there, too, for Sentinels. Sheesh. All right, that was very, very difficult here, too. But the adjustments came through. Rymazing is trying to help out the backline while also trying to gut the 3-2-1 dive together with Crimzo. It's been a difficult time here, but the adjustments that we have currently seen from FlyQuest, they were trying to at least close in that gap. Melio was popping off, but they did lose out. I believe it was Velocity very early on, and then they made that adjustment to getting the portal play just a little too late.
Dogman, though, on the Vanpool, like, hats off. Because without that, it was 3. He was quick to dash onto the point, making sure you switch into from guns to those blades as well, so you get that little bit of an extra dash. So they were there, he then placed up, and now we're going to see the switch over potentially to a penny as well to try and help out Sen, but we'll see if that actually sticks. Because it certainly was a really good push from FlyQuest, right? But now defensively, can they match that?
A lot of that, too, was time wasted away from FlyQuest originally on when they were on the attack versus Sentinels, who were trickling in, trying to waste more time away before that second checkpoint here. Benefited them to make the adjustments and to work into that old economy. And Dogman, are we going to be seeing rolling out? All right.
I was going to say, on attack, it just wouldn't make sense, right? I mean,
no. I was going to say, we didn't get the penny before. It's true.
But
especially if you get cheeky, too, with it in the fog as well. But now you're able to hold on to this rooftop here, Gaskin, over for FlyQuest, but Melio still sticking to the Daredevil.
And the rooftop battle is where we engage once more as well, and good positioning as well from Velocity at the moment, just going to be able to support so much with the heals from that kind of angle, just bouncing them off the roof over and over again. But Tuzi gets the opener onto Flamme. So Sen maybe will have to back out of this fight unless anyone can convert with one of their own, because they're going to be at the numbers disadvantage.
So much on the line here just for this attack alone. Very winnable still for FlyQuest here. Techie already having that Banhammer. Cart looking to dive in together with a 3-2-1 alongside Melio before backing away. I love the peels that we're seeing. The charm forcing them to just back away here, but they're just trying to force Sentinel to take a roundabout position.
So hard to keep tabs on what to do with the brawlers. You will see the quick deletion of the BRB as well. Very important to do that. Otherwise, it could have got ugly as Melio is going to find the first. Tuzi follows with one of his own. And now with Dogman falling, Sen will lose this engagement, have to back off, and more time goes in favor of FlyQuest. It's a fantastic hold to kick us off here. And a lot of it is Tuzi from high ground at the moment on Star-Lord is just being a thorn in the side of Sen. They are struggling to get him off of it.
Amazing quickly got off that Ultron too. Goes right back over to the Daredevil. I do not envy the strategist backline of Sentinels. It's difficult. Even your BRB getting marked down by Tusi, who's hanging out on the rooftops. Amazing now trying to dive in, forcing out more utility before getting right back to their strategist. Sees the Captain America, gets the marking just to help peel to keep them alive. And Yusha does have the Endsong Inferno to deal with that velocity once Asia's out.
Yeah, Yusha was just trying to create a little bit of poke so that Rymazen could find that KO onto those who are on the high ground at the moment, but FlyQuest have so much ults to work with. It's going to be the Galactic Legend that is going to be popped alongside Rocket, and it will just allow them to get the first couple in their favor. But with that being said, Invisible Boundary now comes out as a response from Sen.
But it was just a shy late from helping out Yusha, unfortunately going down, and also didn't have the opportunity to use the Endsong Inferno from how cheeky of an angle that Sia was too, and having to get through that choke. Oasis, Ayúdame, no, Melio finds the pick off of the strategist on his Sentinels, only leaving Flamme alive.
And Sen, it's time starting to tick away for them, but the ult economy is fantastic. They have so much to work with now. Only the one defensive ult for FlyQuest. They do have Freedom Charge as well, though, that they can use. So it's not like they're going to be out of options here in this next engagement, but Sen certainly have more to work with on their side. And it feels like if it's going to be any time, it has to be here, Vicky.
Good amount of damage here from Yusha, but once again, the sustain is there for FlyQuest. You start things off with the Sia, and you're gonna let the devil out if you're Rymazen. Again, these swaps really helping them out, and it marks out Melio, but the PRB brings them right back. All that hard work as Cart assembles the troops and gets the Freedom Charge. They're slowly making their way over to the point, though. The Endsong Inferno slamming over to the side of the rooftop, and now finding Zealous, though, still gonna be able to have that Kumio unleashed until now. Gets the reset here, and Sentinels are still up in numbers to get this point moving.
Yeah, it had to be now, and it looks like it is going to be now. They find 2, make it 3, and FlyQuest probably just going to be dropping off. They're trying to stall a little bit, maybe trying to stall for a Strange Portal, but I think it's a bit of a stretch. No, they just about get the Strange Portal, but is it going to be enough when you are at such a numbers disadvantage? The answer is no, as we will finally see Sen convert it and get their chance to continue in this game, and most importantly, Vicky, in this series. Otherwise, again, it gets a little bit shaky going into Sunday if they lose here to FlyQuest. And FlyQuest, though, on the other side, they did well defensively going into that first point. Now they need to find a similar strategy here, and certainly with Melio playing this way, alongside Cart, they're going to make this a living hell for Sentinels.
Both teams literally playing for their playoff lives right now. They want some room of comfort, and Flamme brings back Rymazen. Now Dogman slowly but surely creating that space, forces out the teleport from the white box, destroys that BRB while he was at it. And Zelos is just looking at a whole different game. Dogman giving him whiplash before backing away, and it's also allowing Yusha to have more space to play with if they lose out on Dogman after overextending just a little bit from the other side.
Does have Ensong Inferno to use as a get out of jail free card if you need it, even if it's not going to convert into a KO. It might just keep you alive and allow you to stay in that fight a little bit longer. That's right, Raimazing and Melio are going toe-to-toe at the moment on the Daredevils, but who's actually going to be able to win that out, and who's going to be able to get a little bit of support? It's Tuzi in the end who pops the Galactic Legend.
Although you have the Ensong Inferno to finally enter back against Asia, and Tuzi gets marked down by Raimazing. Great patience and comms coming out from Sentinels right there, actually. And following up between Yusher, now Raimazing can let the devil out, but it's going to be match, as you already mentioned, between Melio as Raimazing and Dogman find 2 more out of FlyQuest.
We are very much amidst a brawl meta, and it is very messy to try and keep up with for some of these players. If you are not on your toes and you are not quick to react, you can get deleted by a team that quickly punishes you as they get behind. And now, Sentinels, they will have Raimazing to have the Let Devil out, and maybe with the Seer, they can actually do some real damage here. And Crimzo has Freedom Charge, so actually this is going to be the perfect chance as both sides the Daredevils pop.
Let the devil out here, the Sia to give him the extra damage boost, and it is a wipe clean as Raimazing waking up, going crazy here to clear this point. They need the extra space. They're down a minute, less than 3 seconds on this attack, and they need to be able to keep harassing them. You see the 1-2 between Crimzo, and you already mentioned that Freedom Charge to boost them all up and for the stall potential.
The important thing to remember here is FlyQuest did that first point a lot quicker than Sen did, so Sen are going to have less time to try and work with towards second and third point at the moment. But FlyQuest, they will get one chance to reset here, and you know, the problem is, are they going to get this Strange back in time if they need it for that portal? Of course, the 140-second reset after they used it on that first point, as now you will see Freedom Charge coming out from Sen.
That is such a good point here, too. Is it going to be burned down off of the cooler? But a great install here. Now just trying to keep everybody alive. Sentinels dealing a huge chunk of this damage, though. Clearing the point is going to be FlyQuest with a Kumi Unleashed together with Zelos. And Teki also has that Banhammer. Just trying to find the isolation if they can mark down Raimazing. And Yusher is going to get the reset off the Ensong Inferno. Crimzo harassing Velocity. Everybody look behind. Now Tuzi's forced to back away as the only player alive. And Cart, too. And now the rest of FlyQuest are in shambles as Sentinels get the second checkpoint here.
Yep, they're going to be able to convert it. There's not going to be any sort of shenanigans with Strange, but maybe there can be a Strange portal used a little bit later because of that. But that being said, when you get to that last point anyway, it's not really going to matter too much. It's about diving on and jumping in. As FlyQuest, they allow that second point to come through, but now they have 1 minute and 15 on the clock to try and defend here. Sen are not going to have much opportunities to try and break through, so they need to be winning these engagements, and losing out on Raimazing is not the way you want to start.
This is so close. Oh my goodness. Sitting on the edge of my seat right now, Gaskin, as everything is on the line in the next 60 seconds. Camille Unleashed now for Oasis just to help them follow up. Raimazing gets the next pick, but the Glartrox is feasting. It finds, it looks like 2 right there. Crimzo manages to make their way back, but Oasis is telling a different story, but it's fine. Crimzo comes, follows up onto Raimazing, and Tuzi's forced to back away.
I mean, it's Crimzo Raimazing against Melio at the moment, and it's just a battle that is very difficult to win because Melio was on his own. Cart was down, but Cart working with Melio, going to try and do the same thing on the other side, but now Cart switching over to Hulk here for FlyQuest is all they have to do really now. With 25 seconds left, FlyQuest need to win 1 fight, and it should be enough to win this game, win this series, and also push them closer towards playoffs, of course. As for Sen, though, they have tools in their arsenal. Raimazing's going to start us off.
Playoff lives on the line here. A completely different look of Raimazing, who was 12-8 after that last round, and now Melio too was 18-6, and now changing things up as Crimzo follows up with the BRB, bringing 1 back here as Tuzi's coming into the mix. Velocity still has that Sia. Overtime forced to be activated. Dogman has a Banhammer. Let the devil out. Can they help out the strategist though? As Melio finds 1 onto the white box. A BRB coming in clutch.
Yeah, and actually you're going to see as well the Banhammer onto Melio just made him back off a little bit, but now you can see Yusha is going to be able to pop and will pop, and it takes down Zelos, and suddenly Sen are able to get the upper hand against FlyQuest at the moment, but FlyQuest off spawn need to throw everything at this.
Oh my gosh, overtime now taken away. FlyQuest are down in numbers. Cart is doing everything to stay alive. They all need to look at him without giving too much space for the rest of FlyQuest to trickle in.
Crimzo's gone down. That could be huge for FlyQuest as well. And the grab is going to be big on the side of Sen, but not going to really help them in this situation because FlyQuest have been able to find 1, 2, 3, and they hold here to win the series and make this thing very interesting going into Sunday.
No way, FlyQuest! They do it! They wipe the points in a very intense final fight. Sentinels were building up momentum, and it was all for naught as FlyQuest have turned things up in their favor. What a series to open up our first day here in our final week here. But Cozy, I want to get your thoughts because that was actually on another level.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So they played perfect, right? Like the fact that they were able to, well, they had to play perfect with the time banked allowed after that .1, and they continued to get to that next checkpoint. They were meters off, and as you said, that pick on Crimzo just shut down the rest of the sustain on the overtime. I can't believe it. Sentinels, no matter win or lose, make it interesting. And FlyQuest, talk about a bumpy start and takeoff, Gaskin, and then just no turbulence. It's smooth riding from there. They have officially put this group in, chaos.
Absolute chaos. I mean, if you try and predict what's going to happen on Sunday, you'd be a madman. But what it does put is FlyQuest in such an advantageous position now because they go into their last match against Nightmare.
Yeah.
And while stats would suggest, Nightmare are 0-4, not saying it's done and dusted, but certainly is a far better position to be in than if they had lost this one, right?
Yeah, I mean, that is obviously, we don't want to call a spade, but having Nightmare as the last match just leans a lot of favor into getting you to punch your ticket. And Sentinels had everything set up for them. If you're Sentinel fans, I mean, you're just heartbroken at this moment now because you are up for an elimination match potentially, or even more into a crazy tiebreaker where maps matter, right? And if you look at maps, NRG, they're losing their minds because they still have a chance in this whole thing now. So it's crazy how things have shaken out, and it's proven to be a lot like preseason, Vic. I don't even know what to make sense of some of the chaos we watched, Vic. What was your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway is somebody give Tusi a raise, because that Glartrox, dude, it was insane. I mean, aside from Cart going absolutely wild on the Hulk and splitting up attention from the team, what happens if you look behind you? You're looking at the Hulk to make sure your strategists stay alive, but then guess what? You're met with a front-facing Glartrox to take out 3, take out half the team from Sentinels to add. That was insane, but also, like you mentioned, trying to play perfectly is very difficult, especially when the spawn room gates are right there and FlyQuest capitalize.
I mean, who could say it better than Loki on the Avengers? I have an army, and what does Tony say? We have a Hulk, and that is, we have a Cart. I swear to God, I mean, it's exactly that. You called it perfectly because you were like, oh, hold on, Cart switches to Hulk. And just like that, I mean, everybody knew what was going to happen from there on out. Tusi, though, has continued to be such this source of consistency handling the assignment. And it was crazy because the big heavy hitters from both sides, Gaskin, Crimzo, Rymazing at one point was just playing like a live-die simulator. I mean, it was crazy. They were all throwing everything they had at it, and that just shows how much they each won it. Both these teams can find themselves in the playoffs, but a bit harder now for Sin.
There was just so many fights happening on different sides of the map. It felt like there was 3 different engagements that were happening. The strategists were just trying to keep up those vanguards that were having an insane battle, whilst the duelists were almost fighting themselves at the same time. Very difficult to keep up with, and as you say, it's very brave to make the call of, all right, we're losing the Cap versus Cap and the Daredevil versus Daredevil here. How do we win it? Cart, here's your opportunity. Show us why you are one of the best Hulks in the world, if not the best Hulk in the world, right? And he did just that. He has now put FlyQuest just in touching distance of playoffs, if not there already. So it is just an amazing situation for them. I'm sure they're delighted to get that win.
Oh yeah, I think Cart gets my MVP personally. I mean, that just the picture as a whole, right? To come in here and to be able to, you take a look at it all. Like, I can't wait to interview them because you're looking at a lot of these players, right? We go back to the interview with Velocity, who said that they were going to start trialing for strategists in RG, right? And look where the hell that got them, right? I mean, if it's crazy to look. Now you have FlyQuest coming in quite comfortably. Velocity there at the bottom. Taking a look at the stats, Vicky. To lose Vest and make this team and have them correct themselves the way they did is definitely one of the stories to highlight this season.
And I think another big story is Cart with rather a little bit of a rough start here and trying to slot into a new team. Like, people just don't really realize how difficult that is as teams ramp up. And there's been time here, and only FlyQuest has been one of those few teams that have gotten better and better as the weeks have progressed. This was excellent for FlyQuest to also look back on and study up on the little adjustments that they made that played a big into them winning the series.
For sure. And I mean, I got to give credit too to just FlyQuest as the org taking a look at the team they had in the preseason. And you can only get 3 swap ups, right, Gaskin? And to say, all right, these are where we're going to make the adjustments. We think we're this far away from making a playoff push. And they had, and it's tough in the decision to make because they were looking good towards the end, right? And to have the pieces they had, boy, did they find them in that free agency.
They did, and I think, like you said, it's brave, and there's definitely some big moves that they made, and I think that Cart is just such an excellent addition to this team. Like, they felt like they needed a Vanguard, they needed to bring someone in who was going to bring a bit of stability to the roster, and Cart, even though it can sometimes be a different method of Vanguard, boy, does it look good when it works, and he is certainly a pleasure to watch.
Absolutely. Well, there's so many people we'd love to talk to with Fly, but we have their coach Dennis here for the winners interview, and I think this is the perfect person to talk to. Let's go ahead and welcome on in. Thank you, first of all, for coming on in for the interview.
Hi there.
Congratulations on what was a nail biter, Dennis. Hey, I got to say right away, I mean, I don't know, how long you've been with the team, but I want to ask you, just looking across of what this has been from preseason to now, walk me through having 3 new, starters coming in and making this team have this identity and where you are today.
All right, first of all, preseason team, I loved all of the boys. I loved the team. It was probably the best, single-handedly the best environment I have ever experienced as a coach in a team. I don't think we ever tilted or like ever had a bad environment in the team or any type of blame. Maybe we missed some fire, like some passion in the very beginning, in the beginning, and that's why we were like 1 week a bit too late. But it is what it is. We made our analysis, we understood what was wrong, we understood our mistakes, we understood what changes we want to make, and I'm just gonna say it, Kart Lover, he was on my list. Like the second I saw this team in MRC, even like I knew that guy's insane. Like whatever that guy was doing, it was like next level. So I was eyeing him, I was calling him to sub as much as I could, and in the end, like he declined. He wanted to stay, but in the end he believed in me, believed in the team, believed in this roster that we built, and last second basically he just made a swap, him and Velocity, and yeah, that's the team you see right now. And I think that again it's hard because it's 3 new players, okay, new environment, new everything. We have to rebuild from scratch, so it was a little bit tough first week. I would say that it's on us, no excuses, the performance first week, so sorry to the fans, but we are working very hard, okay? We are putting hours daily, probably talked with Velocity already about it, right? And we believe that we're on the right track with this current team, yes.
2 huge personalities and additions. Vicky?
Oh yeah, it's so insane to see how you guys have ramped up, literally only getting better and better, and that's what we keep highlighting in the broadcast, because it's just not easy to slot in some new players here as well, and you guys have really showcased that. Now, you guys take it against Sentinels 2-1. Can you enlighten us a little bit about how you've slotted in these new players, how you guys have been able to kind of iron out what you needed after a rough first week?
Well, first of all, 3 big personalities and new additions, okay? Techie is an amazing player and probably the cornerstone of this team currently. I would say that without Techie, we have a lot of passion in this team compared to preseason. We have a lot of opinions, okay? A lot of big opinions sometimes, and I would say that Techie, while also having those, he keeps the team structured, okay? He is very respected in the team, and his opinion matters, and when Techie gets mad, okay, people know